How about now? Can you hear me? And can you hear the music? Let me know if you can hear the music. When am I going to do a sliver stream? Okay, you can hear me now. Excellent. But what about the music? Can you hear the music? No music. Okay, hold on. Maybe I forgot to share the music. How about now? Can you hear the music? A bit of a rocky start here in the morning here. We gotta have the music. If there's no music, we have yes music. All right, we got the music. What the hell happened? You didn't hear either of these things. Well, that sucks. This NVIDIA thing, like, screwed me up. I guess it got closed. Whatever. It's all good. It's pretty loud. Let's see. No, everything's fine from my end. If it's too loud, let me know. Sound is gravy now? Yeah, no, well, I was unprepared for troubleshooting. Anyway, let's start this over again. We hit the new historic cards, exclusive only for digital. They are coming out. They're coming out. We're seeing the spoilers. These are cards that came out of the minds of R&D. You know, ideas that they could not implement on paper because it's not practical. Now they can, you know, basically design their wildest dreams here in the digital format. I'm glad I read the chat, because if I went too far, I would have been talking for nothing. Anyway, Boneyard Aberration, a black and 4 generic 3/3 creature. When Boneyard Aberration dies, exile it. If you do, conjure 3 reassembling skeleton cards into your graveyard. So if I remember correctly, conjure is just taking random stuff from your deck. So it will just take, it will conjure 3 reassembling skeleton cards. Very specifically reassembling. Is there not like a reassembling skeleton? Yeah, there is. So you actually, well, this wouldn't be too hard to implement, in my opinion. 3 reassemble. Well, anyway, you don't have to shuffle. So you can grab 3 of these guys if they're in your deck, I guess. From your graveyard to the battlefield. Interesting. Oh, conjure creates them. Okay, hold on. Let me get my cheat sheet. New jump start modern horizons mechanics. We're gonna get our cheat sheet. Let's rush ourselves up, or more specifically, let me brush myself up to know what the hell any of these do. Okay, Seek is the powerful tutor, grabs the random card from your deck. Conjure creates cards out of thin air as digital objects. Aha! So we're going to create the reassembling skeleton as a digital object that acts just like a normal card would. So I guess what it is, and it would go to your graveyard. Powerful spells and artifacts can conjure up iconic, powerful, just plain useful cards, from Tropical Island to Stormfront Pegasus to Ponder, and apparently reassembling skeleton. And perpetually, perpetually I understand. You permanently change the characteristics of a card no matter where it goes. Because normally if you give a creature -3/-3, when it dies, it's going to have its former power and toughness. But with perpetually, it's just permanently like that, no matter what the board state is. All right. So you put some reassembling skeletons into the graveyard. Sort of sucks. Okay, but we got, oh man, we have a Kiora. Why didn't anyone tell me about the Kiora? As far as I'm concerned, they're not tokens. They're like real cards, because they do go to the graveyard. You know, when you conjure something with your, you know, if you do conjure 3 reassembling skeleton cards into your graveyard, you can't put tokens into your graveyard. A token has never been in the graveyard. So anyway, so it's a whole new game now. Historic is a whole different beast. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're real cards. They're all real cards. This is MTG Arena. All right, so Kiora. Zondergeitzen. But in English, Kiora, Wrath of Tides. I like the sound of that. Like, is this going to do anything? And Kiora looking thick in this picture. Blue and 3 generic. Legendary Planeswalker, Kiora. +1, conjure a card called Kraken Hatchling into your hand. Damn it, can we not conjure some damn merfolk onto the battlefield, please? Can I fucking conjure a Lord of Atlantis? This mechanic's getting me excited. So +1, untap. What is a Kraken Hatchling? I think this is a piece of crap, isn't it? Kraken. Yeah, this is garbage. What a disappointment. +1, untap a creature or land of your choice until your next turn. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to or dealt by that permanent. That's okay. Can be used on offense and defense. And -3, you may sacrifice a Kraken if you do create a... That's not bad. You can create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token. That's not bad. Okay. So you get the hatchling. You sack the damn thing. Boom, you got an 8/8. Oh, I like that. Thick Kiora. You're thick Kiora. Alright, next. We got a bird. Mentor of Evos Isle. 3 mana, 2/1 creature flying. When Mentor of Evos Isle enters the battlefield, choose a creature card in your hand. It perpetually gains flying. Interesting. And here's the new Merfolk. It's not bad. It's, you know, I'm not having any wet dreams over this thing, but it's not bad. Shoreline Scout. It's a blue for a Merfolk Scout. When Shoreline Scout enters the battlefield, you may exile a Merfolk card or a land card from your hand. If you do, conjure a tropical island card into your hand. As long as another Merfolk or island enter the battlefield under your control this turn, Shoreline Scout gets +1/+0. It's not that bad because you can, like... I mean, first off, it's mana fixing. You could turn an island. Exile, or a land card. You can turn an island into a tropical island if you need it. But also, it lets you keep 1 land hands, so which is not too bad. So you get to keep 1 land hands with this thing, because every 1 land hand is now instantly a 2 land hand. And it's a reasonable power. I wish it got +1/+1 instead of +1/+0. But fact of the matter is, I can attack for 4 damage with Merfolk Mistbinder. So you go turn 1, Shoreline Scout, or Kustin Sparin. The Kustin Sparin. So we play our Kustin Sparin. And what's going to happen is next turn we play our land. Boom, +1/+0. We play a Merfolk. We play the Merfolk Mistbinder. Boom, another +1/+0. And then the +1/+1 from Merfolk Mistbinder attack for 4. So you get, like, so long as you play a land drop and play a creature at the same time, this thing gets reasonably big. It'll do a good impersonation of Wild Nikachu. Unfortunately, it cannot attack into a lot of creatures. Like, you do need to buff it up a little bit. The problem is, you know, random blockers, because it's going to have 1 toughness very often. Oh, I like that. Metervolk. When is full German Merfolk deck coming? I don't know. I know someone in the community. Sean Giles. Content creator. Foil Germaned out his Merfolk deck. Selling it off if you need some foil German pieces. Pool of Vigorous Growth, green and 1 generic. It's an artifact. Tap X, discard a card, create a token that's a copy of a random creature card with mana value X. Activate only as a sorcery. So they're like bringing... What's the format called? Where you just play a random converted mana cost and you get that card. I can't remember what it's called. Momir? I think it's called Momir. So it's like Momir on a card. Discard a card, create a token that's a copy of a random creature card with mana value X. So you can pay 3 and you just get a random card. I guess a random card within, it's Momir. A random card within MTG Arena. It won't be everything. Yeah, we're blurring the lines between Magic and Hearthstone now, boys and girls. We're blurring the lines. We got Sky Shroud Ambush, a green and 1 generic. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. When the creature you control wins the fight, draw a card. So I heard some questions on Twitter. What the hell does winning the fight mean? I'm guessing if your creature lives and theirs dies, you draw a card, which is fucking back-breaking if that were the case. Like, I don't know if that's how this card works, but that sounds like how it works. Like, if your creature lives, theirs dies, and you draw a card, I mean, that's just absurd value. Gosh, MTG Arena is becoming Legends of Runeterra. Hey, we're taking the best of all the competing card games. There's some heat on Blizzard right now, so Wizards is like, all right, here's our time. We can capitalize. You want to play a Hearthstone? We got a Hearthstone we have Hearthstone at home. Okay, Veteran Charger. Green and 2 generic. When Veteran Charger enters the battlefield, choose a creature card in your hand. It perpetually gets +2/+2. Yeah, whatever. So some of these are cool. Some of these probably are unplayable. Let's see what happens. It'll be interesting for, what's it called, like limited stuff. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the morning show where we discuss all things Magic. Get your coffees fired up, coffee crew, and let's have a great discussion this morning. Also, we do Decklist reviews, so if you got a 75 you'd like to share with the community, hey, send it to myself, and both myself and the coffee crew will take a look at that Decklist. Look at that spicy bad boy. So welcome to Coffee and MTG for July 29th, 2021. I am your host, Nikachu, the Merfolk Master. Good morning. Little slow to start, but hey, I'm always ready. And I'm also ready for the sponsors. Today's sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com. It's actually the sponsor every single day, but it's FusionGamingOnline.com. The deal of the week this week: save 35%. Not save. Get an extra 35% on your trade-in. This is a bonus. You could get the cash, but if you want the store credit, you get an extra 35% when you trade in your cards to Fusion Gaming Online. It doesn't even have to be Magic cards. They take your Charizards. They take your Diviner of the Herald. I don't know what the Diviner of Herald is. I don't even know what this card game is. But they take, if you have cards like that, you don't know what they are, and you're like, what is this sitting on my desk for? You send them to FusionGamingOnline.com. They'll send you a check for it. And if you were to make any purchases at FusionGamingOnline.com, don't forget to support the channel using coupon code Nikachu. Supports yourself too, because you get 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. You can get anything right now. There's no card availability issues. They're back in top form. They've got it all for everybody who wants to play every single deck. And make no mistake, Modern is changing like crazy. I've never seen Modern change every 2 weeks. Like, it's almost like a completely different metagame every 2 weeks. You remember the food deck? It's basically gone at this point. And it was everywhere in the beginning. But when you rent cards with Mana Traders, you have to commit to a single deck. You can play it all. So you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 15% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu. Craziness. All right, 3 question marks before the question, 3 question marks after the question helps me find your questions amongst all the comments I get on YouTube channels and a Facebook fan page. Or you could cheat the system with super chats. Donate with a super chat on YouTube and your question gets pushed to the top of my feed. Jarl Angelo, gosh, MTG Arena is becoming Legends of Runeterra. I mean, well, I don't know. I think I personally never played Legends of Runeterra, so I don't know. But I have played some Hearthstone, and I've watched I wouldn't say a lot, but I saw enough that I would say, yeah, Magic is adopting some of those ideas. Is Kiki Jiki and Imperial Recruiter doable in Modern? Probably, but no one's tried to make the list yet. I mean, there are Kiki Jiki, Deceiver Exarch decks out there, and Imperial Recruiter. I don't know if they would need it, but I'm sure it's a welcome addition. But like a Kiki Jiki Deceiver Exarch does exist, like, and it's made top 8s before in the hands of Timu. I'm curious to know what Timu thinks about Imperial Recruiter. If it's too clunky, is it playable? What's going on with that? I am Tib. Pool of Vigorous Growth is the actual pool that is depicted in the Momir Vig Simic Visionary card in Ravnica. Interesting. Thoughts on Red-White Prowess, Luminancer over Izzet Blitz? It's playable, but I don't know why people are choosing the Izzet one over. Maybe Expressive Iteration is just too much value. Maybe Expressive Iteration is just too much to, because we saw a good, healthy chunk of Boros Blitz, but then people realized that this card is just actually too good to pass up. And this is something the Prowess decks have access to that, or the Izzet Prowess decks have access to that the Boros ones don't. You're playing it, right? I'm like 99% sure they're playing. Yeah, it's in the thumbnail. It's so important. Do you see that thumbnail? You see what's going on here? Oops. You see? So this might be the key that's pushing this deck over the edge, because this is being compared to Treasure Cruise. The value is insane. 2 mana, look at the top 3 cards, put one of them in your hand, put one of them on the bottom of your library, and then exile one of them. I mean, the one you put on the bottom of your library is probably a land anyway. But it's like good, clean prowess and good, clean card advantage. Very clean card advantage. If someone dropped a basic land on turn 1, which color would you be most apprehensive about facing? You know what? I am the most fearful of Thoughtseize at this point. Like Thoughtseize, Inquisition of Kozilek. I hate seeing... you know what? Maybe not. If you're talking about a basic land, because it's not likely my opponent has like just basic swamp in hand. It's got to be Mountain, Soulscar Mage. That's got to be the thing I fear the most. Prowess decks are difficult to beat. They're tough. They're just tough. Quaydog, have you seen the Black Planeswalker with more text than is possible on paper? I have not. I can only see what is revealed here. Well, fuck. I like Mythic Spoiler a lot. Let's go to, what's it called? Magic Spoiler. They're a little faster on the draw when it comes to... And they're releasing the Modern Horizon cards here, we see. I don't like this site very much. No, this is Forgotten Realms. I don't want Forgotten Realms. I want these... See, I don't like... Magic Spoiler is faster in getting cards. Magic Spoiler, however, I hate this site. This site sucks. Ooh, we might have some more cards here. We got Static Discharge. Deals X damage to any target, where X is 3 plus the number of charge counters on Static Charge. Then put a perpetual charge counter on this card, and each card named Static Charge in your hand, library, and graveyard. Oh, God. So it's like... What's it called? It's like, accumulated knowledge, almost. The way I look at it. So where's the Planeswalker? Oh, we got Slivers. Oh, yeah, of course. We have Slivers. Nothing new there. Hollow Head Sliver. So is it stupid? Mother Bear. I didn't see the Planeswalker. And I don't think I can look it up yet. And this is annoying. They're not separating the new cards. Oh, is this it? Davriel. Is this really so many words? I don't think so. I think they can make a paper card out of this. This has to be it. Okay, so Davriel, Soul Broker. Until your next turn, whenever an opponent attacks you and or a Planeswalker you control, they discard a card. If they can't, they sacrifice an attacking creature. That's pretty sick. Okay, so -2, accept one of Davriel's offers, then accept one of Davriel's conditions. Oh, yes, so there's a list. Yeah, I saw this thing. Oh, God. So you have to refer to the list, and then -3, target creature perpetually gets -3/-3. This was released like a few days ago. Why isn't it on Mythic Spoiler? Come on, Mythic Spoiler, get your act together. Oh, maybe they have them, and I just didn't go far enough. Oh, I'm just a fucking dumbass. It's here the entire time. Okay, hold on. We'll use, that means there's more cards we can look at. Davriel will offer you 3 choices from the option below. Draw 3 cards. We have to choose 3. Accept one of Davriel's offers, then accept one of Davriel's conditions. Okay, draw 3 cards. Conjure a Manor Guardian card into your hand. Return 2 random creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. This is the worst Planeswalker ever. Return a random creature card with the highest mana value from among cards in your graveyard to the battlefield. You get an emblem. Creatures you control get +2/+0, or spells you cast cost blacklist to cast. Davriel Planeswalkers you control have +2. Draw a card. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. But Davriel will require you to choose a condition among the 3 options below. So when we choose 3 of these, accept one of Davriel's offers. I don't understand this card. It sounds like I only get to choose one, but this text says you will choose 3. Is it like a fucking genie? Will Smith, is that you? You lose 6 life. Exile 2 cards from your hand. If fewer than 2 cards are exiled this way, each opponent draws cards equal to the difference. Sacrifice 2 permanents. Each creature you don't control perpetually gets +1/+1. You get an emblem with creatures you control get -1, -0. Spells you cast cost Blackmore to cast. Whenever you so the difference is it could increase makes things bad. Whenever you draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life for each creature you control. And choose one from each group of 3. So they're grouped in 3s. I don't see the group in 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8. Oh, I do see 9, actually. Sorry. You pick one of each, but you randomly only get 3 of the 8 options. You pick one of each. You only get... This doesn't make any sense. I don't get ad block. You have to support these places, you know? They fucking depend on these ads. I'm not, by the way, I'm not looking up boots. I don't know why we're getting a boot we're getting a boot advertisement. Okay, so the bottom line is I don't know how this card works, and you guys are not explaining this to me very well. Trevor says, no, not worst Planeswalker. Urz's Academy Headmaster is the worst. You had to go to a website. I think the website is easier than this. Everyone has a phone. Okay, so first Doi says, it'll only show you 3 options to pick from for the offer and condition. Aha, okay. So you get 3, it's gonna randomly give you 3 options and then you get to choose. Well, that sucks. That's a real fucking gamble. It's a hot boot. This is over-designed. Okay, so we actually have more cards here. I didn't notice. Bounty of the Deep. If you have no land cards in your hand, seek a land card and a non-land card. Otherwise, seek 2 non-land cards. Another Planeswalker. Dragon cards in your hand perpetually gain. This spell costs 1 less to cast, and you may pay... I feel like effects like this are possible in paper. Like, you get an emblem that says, like, dragon cards cost 1 less to cast, and you may pay X rather than pay the spell's mana cost, where X is its mana value. Like, I feel like some of these are paper possible. Some of them are obviously not. Conjure a Shivan dragon card into your hand. Like, they could do this too. They just have to make the tokens. They have to officially make token cards. Or make a new card type that lets you do this. Good thing you haven't been looking up penis enlargement. It's because I don't need it. Nikachu has no problem down there. Believe me, something too big there is such thing as too big. It's been more of a curse than a blessing. Oh, and then -2, Sarkhan Wanderer to Shiv, and Sarkhan Wanderer to Shiv deals 3 damage to target creature. I guess this is like the Shiv, some sort of mind meld between Sarkhan and Shivan Dragon. Sarkhan Scorn. Sarkhan Scorn deals damage equal to the number of turns you have begun to target creature or planeswalker. Scorn of Shiv. Who cares about this card? Faceless Agent. I don't think this is very playable. It's a changeling. When it enters the battlefield, seek a creature card of the most prevalent creature type into your type in your library. It's like, you know, warriors, humans, merfolk could use this, but I think 3 mana to waste your turn is like too much in historic. You're just gonna die. Wingsteed Trainer, 2/3, enters the battlefield or attacks. Conjure a Stormfront Pegasus card into your hand. Baffling Defenses. Target creature's base power perpetually becomes 0. Interesting. It's weak for forever. Davrel's Withering. Target creature perpetually gets -1, -2. Subversive Acolyte. Black, 2/2 creature. Pay 2, choose 1. Activate only once. Subversive Acolyte becomes a human cleric. It gets +1/+2 and gains lifelink. Or Subversive Acolyte becomes a Phyrexian. Gets +3/+3 and gains trample. And whenever this creature is dealt damage, sacrifice that many permanents. Could this be super powerful? Pay 2 life, choose 1. Activate only once. Becomes a Phyrexian, it gets +3/+3 and gains trample, and whenever this creature is dealt damage, sacrifice... No, but you have to sacrifice the permanents. Whenever this creature is dealt damage, sacrifice that many permanents. That sounds terrible. Why would you want to choose the other one? You can downgrade it into a human cleric. This is a very... Am I reading this card right? Like, I don't understand this. I don't see the value in paying 2 black, then paying another 2, and paying 2 life to turn into a 3/3 trampler that can make me sack all my fucking permanents. Oh, it just literally becomes Phyrexian Negator, I guess, but that card sucks. It's a very bad card. Like, this is a very shitty card that only saw play in a form at a time when there were some decks that didn't have any way of dealing damage. Like, Phyrexian Negator did see play back in the day, because you could Dark Ritual it on turn 1, and your opponent had... There was, like, a lot of combo decks back then that just could not deal any damage to this thing. So, I mean, it was just erased from there. But outside of that, this is... Oh, yeah, so it's... Yeah, it becomes a 5/5. But still, this is a very bad card. I mean, I guess maybe against a control deck it would be fine. But you still sink 5 mana for a 5/5. With huge downside, if it's ever dealt damage. If your opponent plays like Blue-White Control and then all of a sudden shows the red mana, you're fucked. You're just fucked. They're gonna... They just bolt this thing and bolt all your lands and creatures. Not... Or if they unholy... If they unholy heat this thing... Oh god. Oh god. You're gonna lose everything. What did it cost? Everything. Cost absolutely everything. Oh, so it does have the potential to become a 3/4 with lifelink. That's not too bad. I still think it's overcosted. Oh, it's actually 4 mana. I said 5 mana. It's 4 mana. Lumbering Lightshed. Enters the battlefield. Target opponent reveals a non-land card at random from their hand. It perpetually gains. This spell costs 1 more to cast. It's only 1 random card, though. This actually seems really... is it really bad? I think it's really bad. Reveal... Oh, no. Oh, yeah. They have to reveal a non-land card at random. So they just don't play that card for a while. Like, it's worse than Elite Spellbinder, in my opinion. Manor Guardian. When it dies, each player seeks a non-land card with mana value 2 or less. Tomb of the Infinite. Oh, this could be cool. Okay, a blue tap. Conjure a random card from Tomb of the Infinite spellbook into your hand. It perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast this spell. Not so exciting anymore. Plague Crafter's Familiar. Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature card in your hand. It perpetually gains Death Touch. That could be okay. Ethereal Grasp. Tap target creature. That creature perpetually gains. This creature doesn't untap during your untap step and pays 8 untap this creature. I think that's unplayable. Alright, let's get back to normal questions. So much discussion. Yeah, classic Black Sly. If you play with that Phyrexian Negator. Well, I mean... Yeah, it was a tier 1 card. I remember it was being in the... I remember it was in the sideboards of some decks. Because you would bring it in. It might even been a win condition in some combo decks playing Dark Ritual, because you could like side it in against the right, the appropriate controller combo deck. Because if they couldn't deal, because they knew that the opponent couldn't deal damage to the Phyrexian Negator. So you basically have a 5/5 creature by turn 2 that, I mean, they just have to race at that point. Grand Master Germ. What do you think of running a few copies of Riptide Laboratory in Merfolk for synergy with replaying Silvergills, Tricksters, Harbingers, etc. with Aether Vial? I think one is totally fine. If you play more than one, I think that's too clunky, but I think playing one is totally fine. I personally am not playing it. I don't feel like I have enough wizards, but it's totally playable. What does perpetually mean? It means no matter where it goes, because normally if you give a creature, like let's say you make a creature -3 and -3 until end of turn. It goes away at end of turn, or if the creature dies and goes to the graveyard, I guess it's still -3/-3 when it goes to the graveyard. It wears away until end of turn. Perpetually means it's like that for forever. So if you gave a creature -3/-3, it goes to the graveyard with -3/-3 forever, for every single turn after that. If it goes to your hand, it still has -3/-3. If it goes to exile, it has -3/-3. So no matter what zone it's in, it always has that effect. Casper Soul, how much money do I have to donate to have you do a sliver stream? $50. For $50, I will do a sliver stream. If you want to buy the channel for a league. It becomes a... yeah, oh, got this one. You know, it does make me think, though. So, yeah, I'm getting this question again. For Silvergill Adept, Trickster, Harbinger, because I do have Harbinger and Trickster. Although, honestly, I want to replace Trickster with Brazen Borrower. I think Brazen Borrower would actually be better than Trickster right now. Cannot get bounced. BM, do you think Is It Prowess will be around for a while still, or is it on the decline? You know what? It's going to be around, and it's got an okay spot in the metagame because of Lava Dart. Not like Is It Tempo doesn't play Lava Dart, and Lava Dart can kill the Ragavan, can kill Dragon Rage Chandler if it comes out too early, and also snipes off a good chunk of Hammer Time creatures, like Memnite, well, maybe none of these, but Inkmoth Nexus, Memnite, and some versions play with like Asper Sentinel, for example. So I think it's got some good game because of Lava Dart. And it still has a lot of good properties to, like, race decks. I think there'd be more people playing Blitz if Is It Tempo did not exist. But because it exists, people will play it. But Blitz, I think, Is It Prowess is still going to be a good deck right now. You need to look at the list of spells in the tomb? I don't know what that means at this point. So much removal in Modern. Is Hexproof a sleeper? Yes and no. So the problem is, how do you make your Hexproof deck? That's the question. Like, what creatures... you want to play Bogles? Because that problem with Bogles is now all of a sudden you're weak to, like, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, and just generic stuff. Like, Bogles has a hard time holding its own unless the metagame is in the right spot where... like, no one can... there's no Edict effects, there's not many Thoughtseize or Inquisitions, no Chalice of the Voids. Chalice of the Void is moving up. It's moving up. A lot of Chalice of the Voids out there. People are playing Chalice in the sideboard all over the place. You don't think Is It Tempo's gonna play Chalice of the Void? They'll play Chalice of the Void on you. If they want to. I don't know if they would do that, but they could. Like, okay, if I am... playing against Bogles, I could side in Chalice of the Void to put on one. I could play Engineered well, maybe it's not necessary, but you could. Like, you could bring in all this stuff. You can bring in everything, and it all costs more than one, for the most part. The only thing that will suck is Engineered Explosives. Well, but you could play Engineered Explosives on two, and you could take out, like, almost all your one-drops in favor of everything else, and not be so weak. Well, no wonder my Chalice of the Void sometimes doesn't work. They can bring in all this stuff, and, like, Chalice does, like, they ignore Chalice. Their sideboard plan boards against the Chalice plan. But anyway, that's the problem, making Bogles work. Geist Bogles. Hey, if you can make it work, go for it. I'm totally in favor of Bogles, like, innovating. Doesn't the Infinite Spellbook go infinite with any Mana Rocks and Paradox Engine? I mean, maybe that's why they called it the Tomb of the Infinite. Conjure a random card from Tomb of the Infinite spellbook into your hand. It perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast. Doesn't Infinite go infinite with any mana rocks and Paradox Engine? I mean, probably. You got to assemble it. Caleb, would perpetually on the illusion make every copy cast more, or just apply to the specific targeted card? Would perpetually on the illusion? You have to be more specific. I don't know what you're talking about here. Grayson Fox, do you think blue-black rogues will be viable in Standard 2022? If so, what cards do you think will replace the rotated cards? I have no idea. I'm not a Standard player, but one thing that helps a deck like Rogues is that it's going to wash away a bunch of like older cards. Like Eldraine is cycling, right? So that's a huge boost for the Rogues. So there is a chance that Rogues can come out because this next rotation is rotating a lot of really powerful Fire Design sets. So there is a chance for Rogues to come back. I can't speak on like which Rogues are the best, but there's definitely a chance for Rogues. I would not be surprised if a lot of people playtest Rogues out of the gates to see what's up, if it's better than a bunch of other random decks. But good hopes for Rogues. Goodbye, Eldraine. Is Healed Company dead? No, but it's on the fringe side now. People are less likely to play it. But it's not dead. It's still making top 8s. But it's very unpopular, and I'm very surprised. Like, I can sort of get it, but not really. Do you stream chess? I don't yet, but I'm probably going to. I don't know when. Like, most of the time when I play chess, it's like, I just play on my phone, and I just do it randomly, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Like, I don't have, like, a dedicated play for 1 hour stream. Because, like, if I lose one game miserably, I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm not playing anymore. And then when I'm running hot, then I'll play, like, for 30 minutes. So I ride the wave when things are going well, and then, like, I put the surfboard away when things are going bad. How much does it cost for you to play Demir Merfolk? $50 again. You want to rent the stream from me? $50. $50! I don't do so many donation stuff these days. Probably because of the $50. Doomdoggy, are you ever gonna try other tribal decks or decks in general, like what you did for Halloween? Yes, I will. I like to do with seasonal stuff. So we're gonna bust out the vampires, the zombies. Is there something else? Oh, the spirits for Halloween, and then we pull out the elves for Christmas. Carlos, Conjure can be made on physical by just giving the tokens a line of text like, this can be put onto a graveyard, hand, exile, and library. I think you can just say it's a conjured card. So a conjured card is like a token that can go in any zone, in my opinion. Or it's like a token-like card. They can give it different properties. Coffee details? You want to know what's in my coffee? Can't tell you. You know, the people, the OGs of this channel of Coffee and MTG, the coffee crew, they'll know. They'll know how my coffee is, how I take it. It's the same. It hasn't changed. Not a damn thing has changed since. But I asked for sponsorship, and they said no. So fuck them. And I was promoting them for free for like 2 months. But you know what? If you're not gonna pay Nikachu, then Nikachu stops. You don't scratch Nikachu's back. Nikachu doesn't scratch yours. People who scratch Nikachu's back is FusionGamingOnline.com and Mana Traders. Got good relationship with those. They're on the good list. Planeswalkers are good in the meta. In Modern, probably not. Because the Modern metagame is like really hostile to Planeswalkers. It's really aggro and creature based. Like, your Planeswalker is not going to last very long versus Hammer Time, or you're going to be dead by the time you play it. I mean, there is a case that Wrenn and 6 is well positioned. You could say that. So this particular Planeswalker is doing well. Debatably, Teferi is doing well. It's a bit slow, but it does have an edge versus the Cascade deck, so like Crashing Footfalls or Living End. So you could debate that this particular Planeswalker is somewhat well positioned, but the thing is, Teferi Time Raveler is really bad versus any aggro deck. Really, it's just a pile of shit. So it's good. It's good in that sense, but not in any other sense. But Ren and 6 good versus Hammer Time, or relatively good versus Hammer Time. Is it tempo? Can snipe some stuff off versus 5-color elementals. Maybe that's about it. But I wouldn't be super high on Planeswalkers. Mareep says, imagine Nikachu having an OnlyFans stream, but it's just him playing Merfolk. Yeah, OnlyFins. Do you think Ornithopter is a viable ban to slow down Hammer? No. It's a ridiculous ban. They'll just ignore it. They'll just play some other random stupid creature. If they have to play a 1-drop, they'll play a 1-drop. It's not a big deal. I mean, the appropriate ban is like Urza Saga or the Hammer itself or something. Is there a way to kill off Amulet? Probably just Primeval Titan. That would do it. But if you want to weaken Amulet, you ban Amulet. I think the deck would still function pretty well without Amulet. I mean, there's a lot of... honestly, the card I just want... Either you ban Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, or Dryad Elysian Grove. One of those are totally fine with me. The Spellbinder-style illusion that makes cards cost 1 more. I realize now it would only be a single target, though. I still don't know what you're talking about. Oh, hold on. The Spellbinder-style... that makes card. Well, yeah, you gotta put it all in one paragraph. Nikachu will be anyone's MTG bet for a day for $50. Well, for 1 league, not a day. Well, we're not going that far. You get it you get 1 league. What happened to the mana? Oh, the manabase.com. The manabase.com and Fusion Gaming Online are one and the same. See, they got this manabase section up here, and now we're at the manabase. So there was a point where they made the coupon code, and this is where they like put the content of all the content creators that they sponsor. And then when they made the Fusion Gaming Online coupon code, I'm like, do I need to keep like advertising the Manabase? I mean, you're the same damn thing, and I'm just saying extra stuff. And they're like, yeah, you're right. Just talk Fusion Gaming Online. Fusion Gaming Online, people. Fusion Gaming this, Fusion Gaming that. Oh, the mystery is solved, isn't it? I guess it doesn't mean much for any of the newer viewers, but for like the first 5 years, I was like advertising the manabase.com, and now we've transitioned to fusiongamingonline.com. Because they get the delicious coupon code, 5% off at checkout. Just delicious. That's like an Easter egg, I guess. Easter egg of the channel. Has Nikachu seen the Tron prison decks going around recently? No. What do you mean the Tron prison deck? You mean... oh, wait a minute. I played against a Tron prison deck, actually, by that fucker who plays prison decks. I don't know. I didn't know this deck is catching fire, but I did play against a prison deck recently. Yeah, I was playing the Tron land. It was basically a colorless deck and it just randomly had Tron in it. And I lost miserably. Just miserably. Sasaurus, that's his name. Well, it's okay, Caleb. You just have to write everything you want to write in one big comment, and it would make sense to me. Did the Manabase stop sponsoring me? No, they still sponsor me. Nothing's changed. It's just the Manabase was always controlled by Fusion Gaming Online. Fusion Gaming Online calls the shots around here. It was Sasaurus. Well, maybe Fluffy Wolf played it as well, but I can I find him? Sasaurus. I don't know if I got it. Oh, I was so lucky. Did I get it right the first time? Probably not. The deck is called Colorless. 27th place. Yeah, this looks about right. Is this the deck? So anyway, Sosaurus MTG is a prison master, like super hyper prison master. I don't know why he disappeared. He disappeared for like 2 years, I think. For 2 years, I think he's been gone. And he used to play a mono blue prison deck. It was almost like Lantern Control, but on hard mode. But he had a lot of success with the list. And now he's back and playing with some sort of new weird colorless prison deck that just randomly has Tron lands. Gotta have all those Urza's Tower, Urza's Saga. You would just call this Urza Tribal, really. Got Karn the Great Creator, that's an Urza card. What does it take to receive master status in chess? You gotta get your rating above a certain level. Some countries have different... I'm a national master, to be clear, which means I needed a 2200 rating in Canada, and at the time I had to hold it for 25 matches. The rules might be different now. Yeah, I get double the pay for half the advertisement. You got that right, Tontaro. So anyway, this could be a... I mean, he crushed me with this thing, because I'm not... My deck isn't built to beat, like, ensnaring bridges all day. Yeah, this is a bullshit deck, in my opinion. But whatever. Makes Sosaurus MTG happy. He was streaming back in the day, so I imagine he's still streaming. So if you want to learn how to play this deck, probably go check him out on Twitch. Have you been following the FIDE World Championship? What do I gotta do? Make a fucking chess channel? Answer all these questions? We're gonna have coffee and chess in the morning? Oh, that would be such a sweet... Coffee House. Coffee House Chess, or Coffee House with Nikachu, or what's the name of it? I don't know. I have not been following the World Championship. Is it going on right now? Is Magnus Carlsen doing something? To be honest, I have not been following chess very much until there's like something enormous. No, there's no World Championship right now. I saw the qualifiers. Niam Pomnichi is the new challenger for the World Championship. That's right, Nikachu, for Grandmaster, International Master, though, you need to win against IMs and GMs respectively. Not necessarily. They just need to have a high rating. I know how the norms work. I'm a chess master. I know how this shit works. But yes, if you want the high... that was my problem. There was a time Nikachu went... I mean, this is actually... This is why I got back into Magic. Nikachu tried to go after the fucking norms and stuff like that, but there came a very quick realization that you have to travel to these big events very often. It's so expensive. The best chess players in the world come from rich families, for sure. Because the only way that you can constantly go to these big events to play against the high-rated players to get the norms is... it's just impossible to do on your own. And then I decided, fuck it, I give up. Let's go back to I started playing Magic again. I don't remember how or why. And then I got the bug. Yeah, the bug caught on me. I don't know. I watched some like footage on YouTube or something. It was a Players Championship, and boom, back into Magic. Eventually got into Modern, played Merfolk, made a YouTube channel about it, and the rest is history. Can't believe I've spent like 7 fucking years playing Merfolk. I could be a Grandmaster right now. What do I got to show for it? For Merfolk. I got this sweet YouTube channel. How about chess boxing? That exists. For some people that are reading this thinking that's a meme, no, it's real. It's a real thing. I would pay for chess boxing. I would not participate for whatever number of amount of money. I would need a lot of training for chess boxing. I would lose the boxing portion easily. I would get checkmated. Did you watch The Queen's Gambit? I've watched 3 episodes. This chat turned completely to chess very easily. Tontaro, please watch Innistrad Crimson Vows leaked packaging. It shows what character will appear. But I need it. Where can I find it? Like, the only thing I've seen is this. And I don't even know if that's an Innistrad Crimson Vows. Like, where do I find this? Where's the leaked packaging? I've been spamming this for 4 days. It'd make for, but I don't know what it is. Also, I don't know the lore at all to say anything about it. Is it on Reddit? Like, what do I have to search up? You don't have to fight if you can checkmate in 4. If I can checkmate in round 1, if the first round is chess, I'm totally fine with that. Grandmaster Hikaru does a morning coffee and chess. I don't really follow him. I mean, I've seen his stuff. I've seen his streams, but I'm not that entrenched in chess right now. Like, I think this is coming from the new set, but I don't know. This is just some leaked card. We have Leonore Autumn Sovereign. Coven, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. Then if control 3 or more creatures with different powers, draw a card. To try, type Innistrad Crimson Vow in Google. Okay, now what? Images? Like, which one of these is it? Like, this is the only packaging I know. But I can't tell if that's visual spoiler. Is this it? Too long didn't read. It is Tefferino on Innistrad. I mean, whatever. Has chess really been solved, or do you think there are unexplored strategies out there? It has not been solved at all. Certain openings have been explored to death. So some openings have been solved, but it's definitely not solved. If you want 6 total, how many Thoughtseize Inquisition do you play? Depends on your deck. But in general, I would say probably by default split 3-3, and I might be more inclined to have 3 Inquisition, 2 Thoughtseize. Depends on the meta too, but I think 3 is fine. How about play Gotham chess in both MTG and chess? Does he play Magic the Gathering? I mean, I'd be down for that. See, this is a problem. I don't know what this packaging looks like. I don't know how to find it. I have no idea where it came from. So I mean, unless you have a strong source where it is, I can't talk about it. I don't mind talking about it, but we don't know where the hell this thing is from. Oh, fuck me. It's Decklist review time. It's Decklist review time, you people. All right, so if you want your list, is this right? I feel like I was late. Whatever. Okay, Decklist review time. If you want your list submitted and to be seen by both myself and the coffee crew, go into my description. Go to my Discord. It's a wonderful Discord. In my Discord, there is a channel called Decklist Review. In Decklist Review, enter the command !review deck space, give the URL to your deck list, and boom, you'll be eligible at random to be chosen for Decklist Review. And by the way, just a reminder, on Friday, I will be clearing the queue. I clear the queue every Friday, so you can submit it just once, usually either in the evening of Friday or any other day of the week, and it's eligible until the end of Friday. Or sorry, until the end of the show on Friday. Okay, I'm gonna wait for Black Lotus and Black Vic. Oh, a lot of people are typing stuff furiously. They want to submit their deck list. We're gonna give them a chance. More than likely, the packaging will change. Spoilers will be out soon. Well, if there's a spoiler to the packaging, like Wizards has already determined the package like 4 months ago. They're already printing the damn stuff. Is there an equivalent for turn Thoughtseize in chess? No, I would not say so. Maybe a Gambit, maybe? Where you lose, you hurt yourself? I guess that's the closest, and you get some sort of advantage. Well, you did spend... Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I'm just looking at the time. I thought I started late, but whatever. What's that wrestling podcast I was on? I think it was called Magic the Grappling. Magic the Grappling by Ford Fisher. probably still there on Spotify. Magic the Grappling. Okay, I think everyone submitted their lists. Let's go take a look at it, Coffee Crew. Let's go. 70 lists submitted. Only one can be supreme. Dan W. Dan W, you are here every single day. I'm glad you got chosen for Decklist review. Actually, I don't know if you're here today. I know you're here often, though. Trollblade. Sounds good, because maybe I don't have to be so serious myself. Oh, I see. You actually have a troll in the deck. Okay, so we have one Dryad Arbor. Just to be fetched. It's all good. Noble Hierarch, Stoneforge Mystic, Sylvan Caryatid. That's a weird one. Skyclave Apparition. Troll Ascetic. Can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. So the old-fashioned way of templating hexproof. And regenerate Troll Ascetic. You probably were like... They were probably the original, like, hexproof creature. Like, we're going to test this thing out and see if it goes over well. Let me get my sliver list online and I'll send it to you with the 50 bucks. Oh my god. All right. Thrun the Last Troll. Prismatic Ending. Maul of Skyclaves, Sword of Feast and Famine, Fire and Ice, Batterskull. You gotta have... Okay, you've gotta have... I'm assuming every deck is playing with the Cauldron Complete for a reason, so I would definitely take out one of these. It's probably the Sword of Feast and Famine that has to... Or it could be Sword of Fire and Ice, and you can put it in the sideboard, but you have to play with Cauldron Complete. There's gotta be a reason every single Stoneblade player plays it. Maybe the cheaters on your videos conjuring cards on hand before it was cool. Okay, so we got Griff's Boon. But why Griff's Boon? Sterling Grove. Other enchantments you control have Shroud. Sacrifice Sterling Grove. Search your library for an enchantment card. Reveal it. Put a card on top. So you would just want to find your... Hold on, Troll is not an enchantment. What are we digging for? Oh, Worship. Oh, God. Interesting. Okay. This is a very cute way to win, but I guess your idea is if you've got... Okay, this is interesting. So if you have hexproof and they can't kill the creature... I mean, they can still wipe the board, right? With a sweeper, but it is... Okay, you have a few problems. Okay, hold on. Let's look at the lit. You lose to Hammer Time because they'll still hit you with infect damage and you die. You'll probably beat Is It Tempo on the spot. You probably beat the Crashing Footfalls deck. You probably beat 5-color Elementals. You probably beat Blitz. You don't beat Living End, because they will just suck out everything that you have on the battlefield. Although, you could replace it with cards you're getting back from the graveyard as well. Urza's Kitchen, probably... Well, this is... Control you probably lose to. Amulet is a toss-up, because it all depends how quickly you can get... You could... well, no, yeah, your creatures will live, because they have hexproof. Okay, so the idea is okay. I don't know if you need Griff's Boon, but I see the idea. Is there not more hexproof creatures that we could go get? Because you have only 8. Oh no, you have Thrun the Last Troll as well. Okay, okay. I'm gonna guess you should have one less... I don't know if I believe in this card. Because all you need is enough good swords. Like Maul of the Skyclaves is your Griff's Boon, right? So you don't need... another Griff's Boon for the most part. I actually think you should replace this and play Prismatic Ending. I should have... You know what? You've got a solid plan. You know what? This is not that bad. Okay, the idea is this. We're going to play a creature that cannot be targeted by spells or abilities. Either Sylvan Caryatid, Troll Ascetic, or Thrun the Last Troll. They can't be... And also, Thrun can be regenerated, so, I mean, that's a problem for control decks as well. Then we're going to either Dig Sir Tutor with Sterling Grove, or just play a Worship. Worship says if you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. So long as you have a hexproof creature out and Worship, you're basically invincible. It's like a 2-card combo. Now, there are ways around this 2-card combo, especially if your opponent has Infect or can wipe the board, either from a control deck or living end deck, but I think you have some resistance to that as well. I mean, you could, like, fetch up a Dryad Arbor after your board has been wiped. So I would say, you know, heighten your interaction. I don't think Grifspoon is win more. I would actually just remove all of these. Like, if I could... I mean, you have Skyclave Apparition, but I think you should still have more removal. Get rid of Grifspoon, add a Prismatic Ending. Get rid of either Sword of Feast and Famine or Fire and Ice, and add the Cauldron Complete. It'll give you Trample, like, and it'll just give you a lot of power. And it's just the de facto way of, like, beating people down these days with a Stoneforge Mystic. What was the point of Trollblade? The point of... well, it's just Stoneforge Mystic in order to win the game, but you've got Trolls in the deck because they have Hexproof, and it combos with Worship. That's the premise of the idea. Only one Troll can regenerate. Actually, no, sorry. This Troll can regenerate too. Both of them regenerate. I didn't know Trolls regenerate. All right. 2 Trolls regenerate. Can't just Pithing Needle the Infect land solve it? I mean, you can try. I mean, that's why you have them in the sideboard, but they can just exile it. They'll definitely exile it. Damping Sphere, Rest in Peace. Night of Autumn. Leyline Sanctity. I have no... At the beginning of your upkeep, you have exactly 1 life. You win the game. Don't play this card. This is just a waste of sideboard slots. It's just a cute way of playing. I think it's just don't play this card. It's a win more card. If you got the lock, then you got the lock, and it's simple as that. Just win from normal. Okay, I don't know what you have this in here for, and you can tutor for it with Sterling Grove. So maybe if there are some games where you don't have a way of winning the game. So maybe you're up against Heliod Company, for example, and you don't have a way of winning the game because they have infinite life. Well, you can play Near-Death Experience and then change that. So maybe it's actually fine as a one-of, because I forgot you can tutor for it with Sterling Grove. So make those changes in your main deck. No idea if Damping Sphere helps you or not. Because I think if your opponent's playing Tron, you're screwed anyway. Maybe it helps enough against Amulet, I'm not sure. But this is a cool idea. And I think your numbers are pretty close to correct. Lands, 22, Cavern of Souls, 5 Forest, Gavany Township, 2 Ghost Quarter, Plains, Temple. Okay, hold on, you have 6, 9, 14, maybe 15. You have barely enough green sources, actually. You're low on green. 15. After Noble Hierarch, you have 19 green sources. You don't. Oh no, you have Dryad Arbor as well. It feels close. How many white sources? 1, 6, 10. Only 10 white sources, and you're playing Skyclave Apparition. You may not need Ghost Quarter, or not Gavany Township. I don't know. Or maybe you don't need Cavern of Souls. Maybe you have to up your Temple Garden and your Windswept Heath instead of having so many forests. Like, if you have enough fetch lands, you just go get the forests, right? Anyway, the mana base is a bit sketchy. I think. Go down on Canopy lands, they will kill you on the lock. If you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. No, it doesn't. Once you have the lock, you can deal damage to yourself. Noble, yeah, Noble does white too, I guess. But, you know, Skyclave Apparition is a double white card. Anyway, if your mana base ever feels janky, you have easy fixes. You can get rid of Gavany Township or some Ghost Quarters and Cavern of Souls and start adding, like, there should be no reason actually I have not 4 Windswept Heath here. There should be 4 Windswept Heath for the amount of plains and forests you have. You should have 4. This is inexcusable. Take out a forest, play another Windswept Heath. It automatically gives you more of each color. So anyway, do that. Neat list. Thanks for submitting it, Dan. That was pretty cool. All right, we've got the DM. The DM it is. What does the DM have in store for us? Orzhov Vampires. It's been a while since we got a vampire list. Banjo-Kazooie soundtrack. It's got Banjo-Kazooie in there. It's got a little of everything. I gotta add to the soundtrack. Oh yeah, you can't take damage, but you can lose life. Damn it, I lost the, Hold on, let me go back to the last list. How does the fetch lands? You are correct. Damage. Yeah, you have to pay life. You're right. Fetches kill you. I take it all back, Roland, you're correct. Fetch lands do kill you. So Horizon Canopy might be more of a liability. Okay. Yeah, Worship doesn't protect you from... You know, as a Merfolk player, I don't really think about this. Yes, you have to pay life in order to fetch. Okay, I'm glad we could get that corrected. Don't listen to me, listen to the coffee crew. Okay, we got Orzhov Vampires, 3 Soaring Imperious Bloodlord, Bloodghast Cordial Vampire, Dusk Legion Zealot. Enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose a life. Knight of Ebon Legion, Legion Lieutenant, it's our Lord, Nighthawk Scavenger, Silver Smoke Ghoul. Great combo with Soaring Imperious Bloodlord, because you go +1, sacrifice a vampire. Whenever you do, Soaring deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. Silver Smoke Ghoul also says, at the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So you have this little combo between Sorin and the Silver Smoke Ghoul. And Viscera Seer, so you got a sack outlet in this deck. Which can be good for Cordial Vampire. Which is a really busted card. Whenever Cordial Vampire or another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control. Very, very underrated card. 3 Fatal Push. Do we have fetch lands for this Fatal Push? We don't, so don't play Fatal Push. Oh no, well, I mean, okay, you can sack something with a creature, but I don't know if it's worth it. Honestly, still Dismember or even Blood Chief's Thirst probably is better. Can we watch PewDiePie? What for? Is he playing Magic right now? Otherwise, we're not arbitrarily going to watch PewDiePie. This vampire deck needs more prismatic ending. Well, white mana might be tough. 3, 4, 5, 9, 11. It's a very light white splash. And it's so light that I cannot suggest you play Auriok Champion. You just don't have the white sources for this. Oh, this is a Lurrus deck, by the way. You just don't have enough white sources for the Auriok Champion. Not even close. Even if you put... Is there some clerics in here? There's not. So your white sources is 4, 5, 6, 9. 9? You can't play Auriok Champion. You don't have enough white sources for this. It's unplayable. You'll get the double white by turn 5. You know what? I'm not a fan of Gatekeeper of Malakir if we can't remove a lot of stuff off the battlefield. This is a little bit... This deck is less on removal, because Gatekeeper of Malakir, I think, is better if you can, like, wipe the board of everything. But if you can't, then Gatekeeper of Malakir, it's an edict, right? So then what ends up happening is you spend 3 mana. You spend 3 mana on this card, and they just throw away their worst creature, and it just doesn't... It's just not that effective. Well, I'm fine with the white. Although I have to say that if you do want to play with... if you do want to play with Legion Lieutenant, you probably should have 2 more white sources, but you might have it with Cavern of Souls, right? 3, 5, 9, 11. That's too close. You should have 2 more. Even at 21 lands. To have Legion Lieutenant. The other option is, yeah, cut white. I do like Legion Lieutenant. It's like a decent lord. Decent way to push damage. So you have 2 options. Cut this, or add 2 more white sources. Get up to 13. I mean, by the way, you don't actually need this as a turn 2 play. You have a lot of other things to do on turn 2. We could treat this like a turn 4 play. And if you treat it like a turn 4 play, maybe 11 white sources is probably enough. You know what? If you want to play Fatal Push, I would highly consider the Marsh Flats. So the fetch land. Maybe this is decks on a bit on the budget. But I don't know for sure. There's definitely not enough room for Dam. Also, I don't know if you want to put Dam in your creature-based deck. Like some of these guys come back, but not all of them do. You guys really want to play Dam? You'll just blow up your own board. Also, by turn 2, you want to be playing your creatures. If anything, just one thing to add, M. Hayashi played without Ether Vial. And that may be a way to go. Especially since we're trying to get to, like, 3 mana for Imperious Bloodlord. Maybe this deck doesn't need to play at instant speed, is what I'm getting at. I never tried a Vampire deck not playing at instant speed, but maybe it's worth exploring. Are there any other 2 mana lords for vampires? Nope, this is all we got. Everything we're maxing it out. Cordial Vampire and Legion Loyalist are basically our lords. But M. Hayashi, though, also won with his, like, hyper controlling vampire build. It was hyper on control. He got like a 5-0. It was very impressive. It was a very nice, fresh look at vampires, although I don't think he explored it since then. So let's look at the sideboard. Definitely take out Auric Champion. You don't even have anything close to the mana base to support it. Damping Sphere is okay. Force of Despair is fine. I'm still not really in love with this card though. Lurrus, Nihil Spellbomb is great. Smallpox is okay. I would probably bump this up to 4 Thoughtseize. Adanto Vanguard. I know what this card is. I don't know if this format can support it. Like it's not even playable in Historic anymore. As long as it's attacking, it gets +2/+0, and you can pay 4 life to make it indestructible. At 1 toughness, it's gonna have a lot of trouble in Modern. It's okay, but like this paying 4 life is too steep of a cost. Oh yeah, fetch lands give you blood gas back. So like, whoops. Let's maybe we should play some 4 fetch lands. It might be worth more than the Silent Clearing or the Mutavault. So there is some utility to the fetch lands. So you either keep Fatal Push, play fetch lands, or don't play fetch lands, but remove Fatal Push, play Blood Chief's Thirst or something. I came here on someone's recommendation on PewDiePie's live, who is also playing Magic. Not gonna lie, loving it. Does PewDiePie go live on his... Does he go live on his channel? No. Spent $500 on Magic to amaze my wife. Like actual Magic cards or Magic? It's probably like Magic. Anyway. I don't know how the hell you got here, but welcome. Also, thank you very much, Chris Williams, for the super chat. Stromker Condemned, but that's a red one, right? I think that's a red one. Oh, no, it's not. This card's okay. Discard a card. Vampires you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. This card's actually okay. It's not bad. I can get behind this card. I never played it myself. That could be a replacement to Legion Lieutenant to making the mana base a lot smoother. Oh, he's playing right now, what, on Twitch, I'm guessing? It's good with Sorin. You gain back the life you paid. Also, it triggers Knight of Ebon Legion. Oh yeah, true story. Yeah, you can discard Bloodghast and then bring it back from the graveyard. So there are some, and in some situations you could like, I don't know, throw something at Sorin. You can discard the Silver Smoke Ghoul, gain 3 life through Sorin Imperious Bloodlord and get it back. Mutavault, I mean, it's only 2 Mutavaults. If it was more than 2, it'd be a problem, but because it's only 2, it's not a big deal. Because you have 19 black sources. Is there 19? Yeah, there's 19 black sources, and also there's an Urborg in the deck to turn the Mutavault into black mana. So I think with 19 black sources, we're doing okay. Okay, I think that's all the feedback I can give. So thank you very much for submitting the list, and thank you very much for everyone showing up today. So if you want to check out the replays, we got them all at my alternate YouTube channel, Nikachu MTG Streams. Thank you very much, everyone who shows up there as well for the coffee show. If I didn't get to your comments, questions, or deck list, hey, we do this Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. If you'd love to support the channel and you don't do so already, you can drop a sub at twitch.tv. You can become a patron at patreon.com. Or you can hit the join button on YouTube. So thank you very much, everyone, for showing up today. So, yeah, you're welcome, Dan. It was a neat list as well. It was very fresh, very unique list. Never saw something like that before. So thank you very much for joining me today. We had a great discussion. So as usual, keep brewing up those coffees, everybody. And we'll keep brewing